Hi, ich bin der Wasa von Metal.de und ich sitze hier mit Attila von Mayhem, and now we switch to English for the interview. Hello Attila, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too, and greetings for the fans from Germany. It's great to be here.
How are you today?
I'm good. I was a little bit tired, but it's just a tour started to kick in. I hope to go out a little bit, but eventually I didn't have time. So yeah, it's good.
How was the concert yesterday in Groningen, Netherlands?
It was pretty good. We played in Utrecht yesterday.
Utrecht.
Yeah. We had two shows so far. First was Groningen and then Utrecht. But they were really good. Like there was like almost 2,000 people, which was really good. And people seemed to be very much into the show. So it was a good vibe, good energy. I felt good on stage.
Oh, really good. So let's start the interview. Yeah, you're currently on tour to new album Liturgy of Death.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel, or how does it feel Mayhem for you in 2026?
Well, it's a fresh start of the year. The new album just came out, so it's a new beginning again. And we just start touring now, so it's exciting. I think the album has pretty much positive responses, as I heard.
Fun fact: the album is number one in our soundcheck in February.
Oh really? Oh wow! Thank you. That's awesome. It's really good, because we've been around for so long, and it's great to have like a record after all these years, which is still interesting for the people, which is still actual. People still get it, and get excited about it. Yeah, I think it's actually a very strong record. I think it myself too. Like at least the lyrics are very deep, and also musically, I think it's especially now when we started to prepare for the tour, and learn the songs after all the minor changes and stuff, what we did in the studio. Like, by the way, we make an album, like we have a demo version, and then we do the album version. It's not the same, so we have to kind of relearn. And I read somewhere that people think it's easier accessible, easier to listen, but musically and by the details, it's pretty complex, I think. And it's a great record. It's strong. I feel the same. It's strong.
I think it's more old schooler than the last record. So I think it's a little bit heavier, and I like it really.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, it is like that, but at the same time, technically, it's a lot of tricks in there, which is just kind of like we punish ourselves, because you can't really hear it, but it's really difficult to play. Some of the songs are very challenging. As I can see, even for the vocals, my lyrics are longer than normally and more deep, I don't really repeat any words, So, but it's cool, this is how it should be. I like challenges, anyway.
And your voice is an instrument. I think your voice is not a voice. Your voice is really an instrument. You can do every style from singing, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a long road, and I'm also surprised what I can do, but I've been practicing a lot, and it's like, I would say it's something like a martial art or like yoga. You practice all your whole life, and like the album itself is about that everything changes, everything is changing, everything is of course dying, but that means also daily basis for me. I feel my body is changing, so my body is my instrument, so being a vocalist, I always have to reinvent, the vocal techniques, as your body is slightly changing, so it's always different how you sing, and I think that's a good thing, and not here, my voice is in a good shape.
In an early interview, you say, do you sometimes feel the presence of former band members on stage?
Yeah, it's. I would make it a little bit correction. I normally invoke or invite the band members, and I always do a little ritual. I mean, for me, all the shows are kind of ritualistic, and I've been always invoking the members who passed away. It's been going on for a long time now. People can't really hear it from the audience, but normally at the Mysterious Dom Satana songs, for instance, Life Eternal or The Freezing Moon, I just whisper like that, you know, or Euronymous, I call the names. Not even just the Mayhem members, but my friends who passed away. For instance, Joy Jordison, you know, was a very good friend of mine, Rick Joy, and also Jon Otveit from Dissection, or even my old drummer friend, you know, Kische from Hungary, was a good friend of mine who passed away in a car accident. So all these things, I feel like it's a little bit personal, you know, and I think it's good. It makes strong the performance. It gives me a good mindset, and also I think it's overall it makes it more real, the whole experience, you know. So it's not just a theater, you know.
Yeah, the Mayhem shows are always have great atmosphere and visual context. How important is for you the visual context from you for the performance?
It's important, but I think the most important for me to perform, you know, to play the music, to sing the right way, to be there in my mind, you know, and the visual part is also helping that. So it's important, but it's still second important. But of course, all the things, wearing makeup, it's not the mask I'm trying to hide. It's more like helping me to transform, you know, and be into this kind of ritualistic atmosphere. If you're looking back in the ancients, you know, like not maybe our modern religions, but even like if you look at like Egypt or India, people always wear some kind of makeup, you know, when they do rituals, you know. So it's somehow it's part of our genes, you know. It's part of my DNA, you know, and it's very important. But then again, for me, the number one importance is to play and to sing correct, and also not just correct, but I know voice is more than just an instrument. It's really manifest, you know. So say the words with the meaning behind, you know. It's important on the show.
All right. And when you come from your show, you go to the backstage room, and what do you think when it was a really, really good show for you? Your performance or the fans? What is for you a really good Mayhem show?
I think, for instance, yesterday was good. Luckily, it's the thing is that, like, for me, I always try to do the maximum. It's never like it's not so important this night. That is more important. This is less. I don't think like that, you know. I have a long career. Like I've been playing music for 4 years now. Started with Tormentor, you know. In '86, I was first time on stage. That was the first time I actually felt like how magical it is for me to be on stage. Like I remember I was so scared, you know. I was a young, like 15 years old. It was like a music competition. We were just applying. We only had 2 songs. We had to perform. Everybody had to perform 2 songs, and we were in this big backstage with like 30 bands. I don't know, a big hall, and everybody was like older and these musicians that I was like shaking, you know. And when I entered the stage and I made my first sound, or I just grabbed the mic, I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking like, holy shit, it's gonna be so hot, the lights. I've never been on a stage before, you know. And I never forget, like it was like gone, you know, and I had this trance feeling, something opened, you know, and I just had it. And actually we were successful. We actually passed by the vote of the audience the first night we ever played. That was probably a game changer in my life, you know. Since then I'm playing music. But that was the first time I experienced this kind of magic. I don't know, it's kind of like a channel or something happens to me. So come back to your question. I'm kind of, I know I want to give the best. I know I always want to give. I don't want to take anything really when I'm on stage. I just wanna channel this and keep this energy out, you know, and try to be in a way transparent with it, and I really feel the reflection from the people. That's really good. But I never go on stage like I wanna take this energy now and take it home. It's the other way around, you know, and it's more like I wanna give. And these days I'm like, yeah, some shows are better, some shows are maybe it depends on the conditions, you know. But since I know I wanna give the best, I'm a bit more chill about it. But it hasn't been always like that. For instance, when I started intense touring again, like around early 2000, I had also Sano, you know, Sun and Mayhem. Actually, I started to play even with Sun before with the Mayhem in the early 2000s. And I remember then I was so sensitive, like I could be really depressed, and even like I was on stage and I felt something was not so strong that I thought it should be, and even people said, hey, the show was great, you know, but I was depressed for days and I couldn't wait for the next show to have another chance. And it was sometimes the other way around too, like I felt it was good, so even if people didn't say anything or whatever, I still felt good, you know. So, but not anymore. No, I'm like more immune for that. And
after 40 years, of course.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so many shows. I mean, I think only with Sun I played like hundreds. I think maybe 1,000 shows. Like Steve and Tom sent me once a list. It's crazy, you know. And that's just Sun, and then it's Mayhem, almost the same. So yeah, the experience. But I always have that feeling before going on stage. I always feel this transformation. I always feel like this kind of urge, or kind of like I'm not stressed or nervous, but like high, you know, like high of this energy, and I enter the stage and like it's magical, it's beautiful. But I don't get so much affected anymore, which is good, you know. But also I think not always good, but I always do my best, you know, at least.
Alright, you said you do music for 40 years. That's good for the next question. How do you explain that Mayhem influenced the whole black metal scene since over 40 years?
Yeah, it's interesting because I started with Tormentor, which apparently influenced Mayhem. Actually, that's why I was invited to Mayhem, because both Pallet Dead, you know, and Iorio, and they both were like from Mayhem, but Tormentor fans. And when Pallet passed away, you know, since I apparently was his favorite vocalist, they invited me to join the band. But then I didn't know much about Mayhem, you know, and actually my name was Mayhem in Tormentor, which is a very strange omen, you know. When they approached me, I was like, hey, that was my name. It was just when we stopped with Tormentor, that's when I heard from them, you know. And like in 91, and I remember it was like a very strange omen. I never forget wow, but you know, that was my name, you know. I used to sign like Mayhem, you know. I have all Tormentor t-shirts, says vocals Mayhem, I don't know, guitars is Bestial Animal. We had these names, you know. So that was strange. And but you know, when they approached me, I saw, okay, he sent me the Death Crush album. It was okay, but it looked like a punk band.
Really punk. Yeah, with a pink cover.
Yeah, and it was like kind of punky. The guys looked like, you know, like a little bit looked like, I used to love punk music, by the way. Like even before I discovered Venom and stuff, when I was very young, I loved like GBH and Dead Kennedys and Exploited, of course, and these classics, you know, Discharge later. So anyway, it felt like more punky, it was cool, but I was like, okay, it's still interesting, it's still exciting to go to Norway and check out what's going on, but that was my first impression and the first things. But when I heard the Mysterious demo tape, I was like, holy shit, this is now, it's something like a next level. Like now we are talking.
Now we are talking.
That's something like what I never heard before, you know. And even though that time I had a band called Plasma Pool, which was more like electro, industrial, dark electronic music, you know. So actually that time when they approached me, I had that band, so I sent a tape to him and he was, hey, this is what I'm doing now, by the way. And he liked it, you know, he was like, cool. But yeah, it's like no one could see that we're gonna make that big effect on the scene, of course. But I understood later that it was a big expectations, and also they told me like, hey, it's a big expectation, everybody is waiting, but who was everybody? There was not a scene like today, you know? So there were expectations for the album, and I understand in the underground it was a big expectation, but that time I didn't even really know. But so I couldn't foresee it. I knew it was gonna be a good album. It's gonna be a very strong record, but make that big effect on the scene, you know, that's no one could foresee, I think.
Are you still interested in the black metal scene today, or you are listening to all the old stuff or non-black metal stuff?
Naturally I am, but also I try to keep distance because, you know, I always like to balance things out. So since I'm in Mayhem, you know, that's already a lot, you know, to have my mind in black metal fields, you know. So also now we are playing with Tormentor. So I see the bands when we play on the festivals and stuff, but I'm not really following like what's going on in the scene really, you know. Even more, I like to keep a little distance so I don't get too much influence, you know. I have my own influences, but of course I love to see Marduk. It's fucking great to hear them, you know. It's like
awesome tour lineup.
Yeah, every night it's great to see. I still listen Battery, and now I'm playing even in this Battery tribute, you know. That's really cool. And Battery was so important for me. That band is really was a game changer in the 80s, you know. And so I don't know, but I'm not so much following, to be honest, but I see bands, especially when we play with Tormentor, smaller, more underground festivals. I see some cool bands. I think it's coming, but normally I listen. And also we can talk about later what other projects I'm doing, but if I do another project, I try to do something else, you know, not black metal, not another Norwegian black metal or any black metal thing, you know. It's for me, I like to balance it out. And but I listen a lot of dark music, you know, so actually only dark music I listen, I think. I never listen pop music somehow, but I listen a lot of goth music, industrial, electro, whatever, you know, classical, and some of the metal too, some of the black metal. So sometimes people actually send me stuff, I just listen here and there, you know, I put it on. But I don't know, I'm also very bad with the names. I have a bunch of stuff at home, you know, like normally my friends sending them their bands, you know, and it's cool. Like, there's a different scene in South America, it's pretty crazy there. It's like interesting to see, so I know the different tastes, but I'm not into any particular black metal, new black metal bands these days.
Yeah, you talked about before, you have new projects with music. What can we explain?
Yes, first of all, I also play with Tormentor, which is not new.
Yeah,
that's
no.
old. If it would be a new, I would do it. I think if something is old school, that band is old school because we had the same lineup from '87. It's the same people, and also with Tormentor, we played a lot in the '80s. It's not like Mayhem in that sense. Mayhem didn't really play in the '80s. Maybe a few shows. I'm even not sure. But Tormentor had a lot of shows, we had big crowd, crazy stuff was going on, like no security, insane, like we came from this really problematic band, and even though I was young, no one could see, I was like makeup, you know, and like, I was the same size, I was doing like racing sport, you know, water polo and stuff almost, I think I was even heavier than today, and like, but I was the youngest in the band, of course. But anyway, we had many shows, and sometimes like almost the same crowd. Like I remember 1,000 people easy, you know, in the 80s. So we come from there, and now it's the same lineup. So, and Tormentor stopped, but then we did an album in 2000, but then the other original members were not available. So it was just myself and the drummer, you know, and we found two other guys who were playing guitar and bass. But of course, Tormentor always been also on the periphery. So that album, Recipeferum, became like something else. We didn't try to copy ourselves, you know, with a different lineup. But now that was just for one album, and then we didn't do much about it. But now the old members came back, you know, somehow. So like 8 years ago we started to play, and it was so much fun and so exciting. So we keep going on with that, you know, and maybe even we're gonna do some new album, you know. But it's basically about the 80s. Like, it's amazing to play with a band I played with when I was from 15 to 20, you know, something like that. Like, super crazy, the vibe, you know, like we are the same people. I don't think it's many bands out there, you know, who are with the same lineup from the 80s.
Not much.
It's not much. So that's a unique thing. Other than that, I have other projects. My solo project, which is still going on, called Void of Voices, which is only my voice. I do this dark experimental music, dark ambient. I use like chants and like making this ritualistic atmosphere. And even I'm doing one of my set is, I have thanks to my friend Alex from Finland, you know, Alex Attila, he helped me to get the rights from the Monroe family to do a live soundtrack for the Nosferatu movie, the original Nosferatu movie.
Okay.
So it's a black and white movie, you know, silent movie, and I'm like on the side like an old piano player in the old cinemas, but instead of that I'm doing like a very dark, atmospheric soundtrack, live soundtrack for the movie. It's really amazing. I'm really honored to do that. I think that movie is like a piece of art for sure. That's like an eternal, ever black, you know, piece of art. And the new stuff, let's talk about the new stuff. It's two things happening now, which actually I try to say no for new stuff, but I'm still impossible. So it's like one is with Igor Cavalera. We just started to do experimental projects, and I don't play with Sun anymore, but I kind of miss that milieu. So we tried out, and we felt like so much on the same page, like every level, like mentally, you know, like spiritually. We are having the very similar interest, very ritualistic stuff, and he's super good. He's not just an amazing world-class drummer, but he is also very good at electronics and modular synths and stuff, you know. So we do that, and that's very, very interesting. I hope we have time to do that, you know, more, and we would like to do an album at some point. Was very, very successful. We played a few shows, everybody was like, dude, you have to do this, you have to continue. So we were like, yeah, we have to. I had a lot of fun, we enjoyed it. And another thing with Rhys Felber from Frontline Assembly, which is electro-industrial stuff. So that's what I was talking about. I tried to do something else, not black metal. And Frontline Assembly has been always one of my influential bands from the 80s. You know, I used to listen to them a lot back in the days, and still today I think they are great, and it's an honor to play with Rhys, you know. So we will see how it will go. It's not even these projects, I don't know if people will like it or not. It's my love projects, you know. I don't care, we'll see, you know. It's like,
it's for you.
It's just like I feel like I have to do them. And there are other small things too, like for instance, there was a band called Konshu, who's like Steph Gronbeck, who is a brother of Arne Gronbeck, who played in a band called Keep of Palestine from Norway, a black metal band, really amazing guitarist. He asked me to do, because he's making an album about Egypt, and I used to travel a lot to Egypt. I'm very much into the ancient cultures, you know, especially their architects and structures and ruins, you know. it's interesting that my daughter will sing with me on this album, so it's also something special, you know.
It's special, it's nice.
Yeah, she has she's very talented. I think she should do more music, but it's up to her. But at least now we're gonna do something together. So this stuff, you know, but it's just a guessing. I don't know if it's gonna have, I mean, it's hard to see, but I don't think it will be like a band to play live. It's more like an album. Also, for example, I have another stuff with Bernhard Gender, who's an Austrian composer, and that's like a complete, it's called Oozing Earth. If you want to check online, it's double O, Oozing, you know, Oozing Earth, my English, Oozing Earth. It's a full classical orchestra, like big band, you know, with the timpanis, everything. And by the way, Flo Monier from Cryptopsy playing drums.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do vocals, and the rest is just violins, I don't know, blows, trumpets, everything, you know. It's like super crazy. You guys should check it out. There is some videos online, and it's like one of the most extreme, musically one of the most extreme thing I ever did. It's super crazy, and it's amazing. So stuff like that. But my main project is, of course, Mayhem and Tormentor and my solo Void of Voices, and then with Igor and this I don't want to do more, you know, that's more, it's already enough. It's more than enough, yeah.
You are not 20 again.
No, and I'm just getting worse than 20, you know, it's like, I just love it more and more, the music, everything. It's like, even I love to listen music, I love hi-fi, I have a system at home, that's my hobby. I don't have a TV. When I go home, I just put on some record, a vinyl, I buy vinyls, you know, put on a vinyl, listen, you know, I just chill, listen to music, and maybe, you know, think about stuff or even if I have to do an interview, maybe I do the interview then, you know, or whatever. I'm a music fan too, you know, so that's never gonna go away. And so music is completely filling up my life, and I try to find, of course, time for my family too. So yeah, that's it basically. What else I have? Like a hobby, I don't know, I have a Harley Davidson, like that's really cool.
Safety.
It's beautiful. It's not really it's a Sportster, but it's not like not like a real chopper, more like this dirt track, like a coffee racer style. And I love to drive that in the city. I never go on tours. I'm all the time on the tour, but I'm in Budapest. I live in Budapest, you know, and to drive that, it's amazing. Like I can go in the bus lane, I can park for free, you know, I can just park by the door if I have to do something. It's really funny. It's a nice baby.
And when you ride a motorcycle, it's free. I drive a motorcycle too, and
then you know. That's like, I have a car too, but I only use it if it's really bad weather or I have to carry something big or something. Otherwise, I always ride that every day. I'm looking forward. If good weather, I have to do something great, so I can go. I have a reason to go, you know.
Yeah, when you drive with your motorcycle through a straight street and some curves, you are the god of the world at the street. I like it.
Yeah, really me too. When luckily I discovered this later, so hopefully I'm not gonna die now on the accident. Because when I was younger I was so crazy, so I'm happy I didn't have that back then. Now I'm more controlled, you know. But to ride a motorcycle, you have to be really aware what you're doing, but in the same time, that feeling, all the senses, you know, you smell. I even smell the benzene, you know. It's like crazy. Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I love it.
All right. Thank you very much, Attila, for this interview. It was
Thank
really
you.
Great.
Thank you.
See you later on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah. Check out Mayhem.
Greetings, guys. Greetings for the German fans and the German scene. Thank you. We have a label from Germany, by the way. So see you from the stage. Thank you, guys.